I'm Ameera Bhatti. I'm a senior at GPS, and I used to live in New Jersey for 7 years, and then I moved to California, and I lived there for 2 years, and then I moved to Pakistan, and I lived there for 1 year, and then I finally ended up in Chattanooga, and I've lived here for about 6.5 years now, and the reason that we moved here was for my dad's job, and also because my cousin lives here, and we have a lot of family in Chattanooga, so we thought it was the best fit, but I have been all over the place.
What misconceptions have you faced and some experiences that you've had?
I am Muslim, so there's definitely been a lot of misconceptions about my religion and a lot of questions that I've had to answer, which doesn't bother me, but there definitely is sometimes a tone of ignorance whether or not a person means for it, so that can be a little bit hurtful, and it makes me feel really self-conscious when someone's like, oh, are you not Indian, or aren't you like, don't you guys like wear the thing on your head, and the way that things and people can just like wear things can itself just be really controversial and kind of hurtful. So
What knowledge do you have of your background and like traditions, things like that?
I would say that I'm pretty well versed on my religion as well as a lot of issues that face Pakistan as well as the United States, and I try to stay as informed as possible, but there's always so much more to learn. A lot of traditions that we have in our own family are Pakistani. We don't really do a lot of Muslim traditions, but we do celebrate a couple of holidays, and a couple of traditions that we do that are Pakistani are like having dinners and like wearing Pakistani outfits and like cooking Pakistani food at least a couple times a week is something that has been really long-standing in our family.
What position do you have in the Chattanooga community and what role do you play?
As a Pakistani American, I definitely think that my voice is underrepresented in my community, so I try to be as vocal as possible on things that I think are affecting me, as well as like people that I know and that I care about, or people that I don't even know. And so I think that that's my job as like a citizen of Chattanooga and a citizen of being a global citizen is definitely something that's really important to me, and I try to promote solutions to certain issues, or try to at least create awareness on a lot of things that I deem really important to the local community.
How does your school respond to diversity?
Girls Preparatory School is not the most diverse school in Chattanooga. It's predominantly white and Christian and fairly wealthy, so we definitely have a lot of we definitely don't have a lot of diversity in terms of like racial backgrounds and religions, but we do have a fairly diverse socioeconomic backgrounds, I would say, from different backgrounds. But I think that GPS can definitely do a better job of making everyone feel included and represented, and trying not to like isolate the kids here that are not a part of the majority and are actually a part of the minority is something that we can pay more attention to and figure out ways to make them feel more included and being a more accepting and knowledgeable community on those people's backgrounds.
What do you think could change in Chattanooga that could promote diversity and awareness of different backgrounds in our community?
I definitely think that the first step in building a diverse and accepting community is changing stigma, because once you can change social stigma, you can address problems effectively together and focus on collaboration, and a part of building that community in Chattanooga especially is definitely becoming more accepting and more empathetic towards the people that are underrepresented in your community, and understanding what they go through and how you can help them. And if you are an underrepresented person in your community, I think that trying to educate people that don't know much about your background, or teaching other people how to be more accepting, is a really big step, because it takes a collective effort to change attitudes in a single community. As an alum of the 2016-2017 Mayor's Youth Council, I definitely want to encourage anyone that is even slightly interested to apply, because it's definitely a really great opportunity to get your voice represented and talk about issues that you think are important that need to be addressed in your community and even among the youth of the United States. Last year we focused on mental health awareness, and that was the group that I was a part of. We specifically focused on the social stigma surrounding mental health and how a lot of people think it's not real or it's over-medicated or over-diagnosed. And we had a lot of speakers come in, talk to us that we would become more knowledgeable about the issue, to learn more and really educate ourselves how we can address mental health awareness within our community and among our peers and within ourselves. We did a lot of presentations in the local county schools, and we brought in speakers to that as well, and I think that was a really great way for us to promote an issue that we thought was really important and really solve that together and have a collective voice and come together as one and see how we can change an attitude in our community. The Mayor's Youth Council is a really great way to build friendships and to make connections with people across the board in Chattanooga. You have so much diversity when it comes to racial backgrounds, socioeconomic status, gender, really almost anything, and you really get to hear a lot of voices and a lot of different opinions, and it's really challenging because sometimes discussion can become contentious, but you have to learn how to not be polarizing and really understand someone else and where they're coming from. And I think that's the really beautiful thing about the Mayor's Youth Council, is that it really requires you to be a critical thinker and be more empathetic and really understand why someone believes what they believe, and really look at your own beliefs and see what you can change or what can improve, or it really just makes you a more well-rounded person, and I think that you build a lot of relationships with people that are important to the community.